Hello, I'm Paul Bradley.
Hello, I'm Sophie Holland.
Katie Jones.
Jack Townsend.
Okay, our topic to discuss today is should we publicly fund the arts? And we're going to start with an opening statement from Paul.
I personally think that the public funding of the arts is an immense amount of money that could easily be spent somewhere on more useful things.
Okay, Sophie?
I think that the Arts Council is bad because they fund things that we don't even get to see.
Okay, Kate?
I think it's good because you can see it.
Yep.
I think it's good because it's encouraging people into the arts and it also gives people a job, really.
Good. Okay, so, right, does anybody want to make any response to anything that anybody said there? Okay, Sophie?
In response to what Jack said, it's part of our taxes pay into the National Arts Theatre and stuff, and so does like the NHS. We pay for all of that, and obviously the NHS gets less than the arts company, but
Does it?
we use
I don't think it does.
we use.
No, it doesn't.
Can I finish my point?
No, because that's a false fact.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Anyway,
The
besides,
NHS.
okay.
Okay, mate.
Besides the fact,
Go
okay, we pay money, whether it was less or whatever.
Yeah.
We use the NHS more
Well,
on a day-to-day basis.
okay, so what she's saying actually is that in terms of the balance between the money that gets paid to it and the amount of people that access that service. Yeah?
Yes, thank you, Martin. Hang on.
I know what you mean. Now.
Yeah, so we use that, and it necessarily gets less money than what the Arts Council is. Plus, you say it gets people into the arts and has people's jobs. There's people in Norfolk getting funded like £2,000-3,000 to go and do a show that we won't even see, even though we're paying for it. When someone's lying in bed that can't get enough equipment to save their life.
Jack?
But if you get rid of the Arts Council, then you're just going to cut a load of people's jobs. So then they'll also have nothing to do as well. Is that what you're trying to get at?
Well, I've found that, going back to Sophie's point of the NHS, I found that the NHS needs about £30 billion to get back onto track. And with the money that the Arts Council in England are planning to invest, that's 210 million in open access funding programme and 22.6 million in major partner of museums. With that money combined, we would be able to get the NHS back on track in 13 years, which may seem like a long time, but in the long run, it would be a far better investment than, things like opera and things like that, which most of the average person on the street doesn't see.
Okay. Or Jack, respond?
Jack was wrong.
I don't really know. Why don't you just go and watch the opera?
Yeah, it was good.
Why do you don't live in Norfolk, so obviously you're not going to see that.
Yeah, so why should I pay it if I'm not going to see it?
Because it's giving other people an opportunity.
But
Yeah,
it's
because
not giving
people who can't afford it can see it. You
But
know?
I'm sure there's
But-
productions.
Well,
in
So
Essex.
people from Norfolk who wouldn't normally get to see an opera.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
can
seen
see
opera.
it. It's fair on them because it's not fair
But
if
what
we get
about
everything they can't.
What about the people that work 15-hour shifts a day, go home, sleep, wake up in the morning to live a life and thingy, and don't have enough time to go see the things they're paying
Well,
for?
And of
People
course, there's
who-
the question of whether the average person in Norfolk would want to see an opera.
What about the people who can't get a job though? Who physically can't get a job, but it's helping them out if they want to go and do it. Like if they can't get the better things in life by having a job, they have got something to do, but because they haven't got a job. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what I'm saying.
What you're saying is
You're
that
gonna
they
say
might
me.
not, just because they haven't got enough money to go to the opera doesn't mean they don't want to go to see the opera.
Yeah, here you go. That's what I'm saying.
Why should we say, right, only rich people can see the opera because, they can afford it?
But there's productions in Essex that are publicly funded. Why can't you go and see those?
We can go see those,
Yeah.
but I'm saying, but why should I pay for people that live up in Scotland, Edinburgh, Norfolk, that are taking the taxes that we pay that we can't physically go watch?
How much of the taxes is it for?
I haven't got that.
So, Katie, you were going to make a point there. Then.
Oh, so you're worried about us paying taxes so they can watch the shows, but you pay taxes for people to, like other people as well, not who don't want to get a job at that. who don't want to get a job, who can't bother to get a job, sit in the bottom. You pay for them though to sit in their bum and watch TV and all of that, but you won't pay for people who can't physically get a job to watch it.
I'd say that paying for someone paying in order so that people who can't get jobs can at least have a decent standard of living I'd say that's more important than paying for someone who hasn't got a job to be able to see an opera. I'd say that in order to prioritise a basic standard of living is more important than prioritising seeing an opera or any other publicly funded show.
Okay, I'm going to give you a quote now, second half of this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Winston Churchill, when he was asked during the Second World War if he should cut the arts budget to spend on the army,
Mm-hmm.
Winston Churchill said, then what are we fighting for? How do we feel about that? If we cut the arts budget, if we stop all the funding of the arts, so we stop opera, we stop ballet, we lose all those things, then what are we bothering to fight for? What do you think about that?
I think
We were
that's
bothering
bad.
to fight to not be ruled by Nazis.
Yeah, but you're taking away freedom, aren't you? You're taking away everything that you could still enjoy in life to focus on a war that you could potentially lose and then lose absolutely everything.
Or they could be fighting for no reason and just trying to be greedy. All depends.
Sophie?
I just think that sometimes people get mixed up in entertainment and then instead of responsibility.
Well, I think what perhaps Churchill was maybe saying, I mean, he's saying, what maybe he was saying that making sure we've still got this art and stuff like that was more important than winning the war.
See, from a
Do you
certain...
think? What I'm just trying to get across is how important do you think it is? How important do you guys think it is that we have these things? And for you guys, will it be, how much do you feel we'll lose if we will lose anything?
I understand, obviously.
Do you think we're going to lose anything if we get rid of the funding of the arts?
Yes, we will lose thingy. Like we will lose all the, theatre side and
We'll lose
our
a lot
country
of culture.
Our country had Shakespeare and
It's had
stuff
a long
like that,
tradition
yeah.
of...
But I'm not saying we should totally get rid of the Arts Council. I'm just saying there is better priorities. If people want to pay to go watch a theatre or show, why can't they use the ticket funds and stuff like that, or charity, earn their money instead of us giving them money?
Okay, so we think that basically all those little cultural things like small touring ballets or people doing Shakespeare around villages and stuff. Well, if enthusiasts want that sort of thing, like people who look after and refurb old steam trains, if they want that history and they want that tradition, that culture, then they can just pay for it themselves and do it. If they enjoy it, do it. What do you think about that?
Well, I think, say you took away the funding of the arts, then you'd be in the same problem that you'd have even more people sitting around not doing anything because they no longer have a job.
So for you, it's an employment issue. What about you, Kate?
For me, it's like a freedom issue. You do what you want. If you want to see something, you can see it, despite even how poor you are or
So it's
how...
an access thing for you.
Yeah, you should be able to do it. It doesn't matter how poor you are.
Sophie?
Okay, so if people want to keep the tradition and the old cultural thing, then why do the Arts Council pay for free entry in museums when they could charge people to entry and that could put towards the theatre? Why should it be free if we're trying to build this economy and get out of the recession?
Should you have to pay to see history?
But should you have to pay for it anyway?
Well,
We're paying it in our taxes.
Public funding
so
for the arts is only around 0.1 of the government's actual funding, so
Where did you get the statistics?
off the internet.
when is the internet?
Which internet
Right.
site?
Hang on, I've got a survey.
It's on BBC News.
Okay.
How long will it take you to get a server out?
Okay, recent
Is that-
survey in.
It's actually less than that though. That was 2 years ago. That 0.1%.
It's even less than that.
Yeah, but still, we're still having cuts from nurses that save our lives and thingy are on
Is that
0.1% less of the thingy when MPs and all
So-
that are telling people to pay for this, that are making decisions to keep the council.
If there's been,
Okay.
if
They're
there's been,
getting more percentage
Sorry.
of the wages. And
Yeah, I
nurses
know.
and
Everyone's
that.
got to have a chance. Katie?
What if someone's saying about people being ill and everything, and we can't afford bed for them? What if a really ill child, really wanted to go see and a dance or something like that, then what are you going to do then? Because really, you're saying about that ill stuff, but what if they want to see it? If always like that's their one dream, to see a dance show, then what are they going to do if you take it
Then
away?
why can't there be a charity that people that want to give to that charity have, so that people that if she was laying in a bed because people are taking cuts from the NHS, then why can't that charity pay for them to go see a play?
There is actually, it's the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Well,
But
there we
if,
go.
if you really want to help people, you should. I don't know why you
So
moan
why
about it,
aren't they
because you're still
paying-
helping
If
us.
people
Why
are
aren't they
moaning-
paying more into the NHS?
If people are
then?
moaning about paying taxes for public funding, they're not going to optionally pay for a charity for the same thing, are they?
How come you're not moaning about
That's a
people
good
sitting their
point.
asses? Why are you not moaning about that? Why are you moaning about this? That
What do
this
you
is
mean?
like people sitting their asses and we sit and pay for them, but you don't see you moan about that. Oh, it's right for people to not get jobs who don't want jobs, but it's not alright for people who are ill to see shows they really want to see.
We're not moaning about that because it's not the topic of this
I know, but I'm
discussion.
still
And
saying
you
it.
also
It's still
said
a
that
thing.
nurses are being cut even more.
They're on 0.1%
Yeah, okay,
of
and,
less wages.
Public funding for the arts has been cut again, but it's their fault, although they've been cut again, the nurses are being cut.
Okay. Yeah.
That was good. That was
Okay, folks, so we're going to have to final statements now. Final statement, just to sum up your position. Okay, Paul?
While keeping culture is important, the money that is being spent towards the public funding of the arts could easily be spent towards more important things like a basic standard of living.
Sophie?
There are people living on the streets that generally have nothing, when there are people prancing around spending an endless amount of money on glitter balls to go watch a play in.
Okay, Jack?
I think public funding is a great thing because it's giving people more jobs and opportunity to go and see things that they're interested in.
Okay, and Katie?
It can give children a chance to dream.
Lovely.
There you go.